You know that feeling when you're casually scrolling through Instagram at midnight, maybe eating your third bowl of cereal because adulting is hard, and suddenly you stumble upon a live video that makes you sit up so fast you almost drop your phone. Well, that's exactly what happened to thousands of Nollywood fans one fateful evening when a popular actress decided to go live and basically set the entire entertainment industry on fire. She didn't drop names, she didn't point fingers directly, but honey, she said just enough to make everyone's detective mode activate faster than you can say Nollywood drama. The comment section exploded like a bag of popcorn in the microwave, and within minutes, one name kept appearing over and over again, Brian Okpara. What started as an innocent live session quickly morphed into the kind of social media storm that makes you cancel all your plans just so you can keep refreshing your feed to see what happens next. The actress spoke with the kind of calm that only comes when someone has been holding something in for way too long. You people don't even know half of what Brian is capable of, she said, her voice steady but loaded with implication. Now, in Nollywood circles, when someone drops a line like that without context, it's basically the equivalent of throwing a match into a room full of gasoline. Fans immediately went into investigation mode, connecting dots that may or may not have existed, pulling up old posts, analyzing past interviews, and basically doing the kind of research that would make FBI agents proud. The beauty of her statement was in its ambiguity because she never actually said what Brian was capable of, which meant everyone got to fill in the blanks with their own theories, and boy, did those theories get wild. Then she went deeper, talking about how some actors present this perfect, calm image to the public, always smiling for the cameras, always saying the right things in interviews, but behind closed doors, they are completely different people. She specifically mentioned fine boys who carry emotional baggage like it's designer luggage, looking good on the outside but messy on the inside. The shade was so thick you could spread it on toast. Fans watching the live were typing so fast their phones probably started smoking, tagging Brian Okpara in the comments, asking him to respond, asking the actress to just say his name outright. Some people were team let her speak her truth, while others were already defending Brian before he even knew he needed defending. The live session became the most chaotic virtual town hall meeting anyone had ever witnessed, complete with people taking sides, throwing insults, and creating memes faster than the speed of light. What really sent this situation into the stratosphere was when clips from that live session started circulating everywhere. TikTok creators were stitching the video with their shocked reactions, Instagram gossip pages were posting screenshots with fire emojis, and on X, the quotes were being dissected like literature students analyzing Shakespeare. Everyone had an opinion, everyone had a theory, and somehow, everyone was an expert on relationships they knew nothing about. The actress had essentially created the perfect storm of speculation because she gave just enough information to spark curiosity but held back enough to keep people guessing. It was masterclass level shade throwing, and whether intentional or not, she had just become the center of Nollywood's biggest talking point in months. But wait, there's more, because this story has layers like an onion that makes you cry. The actress dropped another bomb when she said, sometimes it's not the woman who breaks a relationship, it's the man who acts like he's ready when he's not. Now, this is where things got really interesting because fans immediately connected this statement to Sonia Uche and Brian Okpara. See, there had been whispers, quiet murmurs in the Nollywood grapevine, that these two had grown unusually close, especially after Sonia's brief fallout with Maurice Sam. People had noticed the way they interacted on set, the subtle social media exchanges, the chemistry that seemed a little too real even when the camera stopped rolling. So when this actress made that comment about men acting ready when they're not, everyone's mind immediately went to one place. Was there something between Brian and Sonia that went beyond friendship? Did something happen that nobody knew about? The questions multiplied faster than rabbits in springtime. Sonia Uche, who up until this point had been minding her business and focusing on her craft, suddenly found herself dragged into a mess she didn't create. Her response came through an Instagram story, and let me tell you, it was subtle but devastating in its simplicity. She posted just one sentence, sometimes the truth hurts more when it comes from someone you least expect. That's it. No long explanation, no names mentioned, no essays about her feelings. Just that one line that somehow said everything and nothing at the same time. The post went viral instantly, racking up over 100,000 views in less than 2 hours. Fans were divided sharper than a knife through butter. Some said Sonia was clearly hurt and this was her way of expressing pain without being messy. Others claimed she was throwing shade right back at the actress. Some even theorized she was talking about Brian himself. The beauty of vague posting is that everyone sees what they want to see, and Sonia had just mastered the art without even trying. Meanwhile, Brian Okpara did what many men do when drama erupts around them, absolutely nothing. His silence was deafening, echoing across social media like an unanswered question hanging in the air. Some people interpreted his quietness as guilt, like he knew he'd done something wrong and was hoping the whole thing would blow over if he just stayed invisible long enough. Others saw it as strategic silence, the kind of calculated move where you refuse to feed the beast because any response would just add fuel to the fire. Either way, his refusal to comment became its own story, with people analyzing what his silence meant just as much as they'd analyze the actress's words. In the court of public opinion, silence can be just as loud as shouting, and Brian's lack of response was screaming volumes to those who were listening. Then things got even juicier when old reports started resurfacing about Brian and that actress having had a disagreement on set months earlier. Apparently, Brian had said something behind her back, something that got back to her and caused tension between them. The internet never forgets, and suddenly people were digging up old tea like archaeologists on a mission. But here's where it gets interesting. According to a crew member who spilled some behind-the-scenes details, Sonia Uche had actually been the one to try and smooth things over back then. She defended Brian, told the actress that he didn't mean any harm, that he was just speaking carelessly without thinking about how it might sound. That revelation showed just how close Sonia and Brian had become, close enough that she was willing to go to bat for him even when he was in the wrong. It painted a picture of loyalty, of friendship, and maybe, just maybe, of something deeper than neither of them had publicly acknowledged. After letting the speculation build to a fever pitch, Brian finally broke his silence, but not in the way anyone expected. He didn't address the drama directly, didn't name names, didn't confirm or deny anything. Instead, he posted a cryptic message that was somehow perfect in its ambiguity. When people can't control your light, they try to control your narrative. Fans immediately jumped on it, interpreting it as a direct response to the controversy. Was he saying the actress was trying to dim his shine by spreading stories about him? Was he claiming victimhood in a situation where others saw him as the villain? Or was this just a general life philosophy post that had nothing to do with the drama but got caught up in it because of timing? The post sparked another round of debates, with Brian's defenders using it as proof of his innocence and his critics using it as evidence of his arrogance. Then Uche Nancy, Sonia's mother and a respected figure in Nollywood herself, entered the chat with the kind of wisdom that only comes from years of navigating the entertainment industry. She dropped a post that read, "When you love people, you correct them privately, not disgrace them publicly." It was clearly a protective message, a mother standing up for her daughter without directly getting into the mud. The statement resonated with many people because it highlighted a fundamental principle that often gets forgotten in the age of social media: not everything needs to be aired out for public consumption. Some things should be handled with discretion, with dignity, with respect for all parties involved. Fans took this as confirmation that Sonia was the real victim in this situation, someone who had been dragged into drama unnecessarily and was handling it with far more grace than most people would. The whole saga became so massive that it birthed its own hashtag. The Brian saga started trending on TikTok, crossing 500,000 views as creators did what they do best: turn real-life drama into entertainment content. There were reenactments with people playing all three main characters, complete with exaggerated accents and dramatic music. There were analysis videos where self-proclaimed relationship experts broke down every post, every story, every subtle message like they were decoding ancient hieroglyphics. There were comedy skits making fun of the entire situation, with people joking about how Nollywood gives better drama than actual Nollywood movies. The hashtag became a hub for every possible take on the situation, from serious discussions about loyalty and betrayal to completely unhinged theories involving secret relationships and hidden agendas. What made this situation even more fascinating was how it connected to Sonia's past. People couldn't help but notice a pattern, pointing out that this wasn't the first time Sonia found herself in the middle of drama she didn't start. Her previous connection with Maurice Sam had also sparked conversations and speculation, and now here she was again, caught between conflicting narratives and public scrutiny. Some people started calling her the innocent bystander of Nollywood drama, someone who always seems to be present when chaos erupts but never the one actually creating it. Others wondered if maybe there was more to these situations than met the eye, if perhaps her presence in multiple dramatic situations wasn't entirely coincidental. Regardless of which theory you subscribed to, one thing was clear: Sonia Uche had become one of the most talked about actresses in Nollywood, not because of any scandal she created, but because of how she navigated the storms that formed around her. The actress who started all of this eventually defended herself, pushing back against accusations that she was clout-chasing or being unnecessarily messy. Her defense was simple but effective: "I didn't mention any name. If you feel triggered, maybe it's because you see yourself in what I said." It was the kind of statement that's impossible to argue against because technically, she was right. She hadn't explicitly named Brian, hadn't directly accused him of anything specific. She'd simply shared her observations and feelings, and if people connected those dots to a particular person, that was on them, not her. Her defense reignited the debate, with some people admitting she had a point while others maintained that her intentions were clearly to start drama regardless of whether she named names or not. The conversation had become so layered and complex that you needed a flowchart to keep track of all the different arguments and counter-arguments. In perhaps the most awkward plot twist of all, Brian and Sonia were reportedly working together on a new movie project during all of this chaos. Can you imagine the tension on that set? Walking into work every day knowing that millions of people are speculating about your relationship with your co-star, that every interaction is being watched and analyzed, that one wrong look or comment could become the next viral moment. Fans were absolutely fascinated by this development, wondering how they could possibly film romantic scenes or even casual conversations with all this baggage hanging over their heads. Some industry insiders claimed the tension was palpable, that you could cut the awkwardness with a knife. Others said both actors were consummate professionals who left their personal drama at the door and delivered amazing performances despite everything. Either way, that movie was guaranteed to have built-in publicity that money couldn't buy. Throughout this entire ordeal, Sonia earned respect from many quarters for how she handled herself. Instead of going live herself to spill tea, instead of posting long rants or throwing shade back, instead of giving interviews to every gossip blog that reached out, she chose silence and dignity. Her responses were minimal, measured, and never stooped to the level of mudslinging. Fans started calling her the real queen, praising her emotional intelligence and maturity in handling a situation that would have made many people completely lose their composure. In an industry where drama often translates to relevance and where some people would kill for the kind of attention this situation generated, Sonia's refusal to play that game made her stand out even more. She proved that you don't have to be the loudest voice in the room to be the most powerful presence. As the dust started to settle, although let's be honest, in Hollywood the dust never really settles completely, the situation revealed something profound about the entertainment industry. One Instagram live session, one series of carefully worded statements, and suddenly 3 people's lives were being dissected by millions. The line between their real lives and the characters they played on screen became so blurred that nobody could tell where reality ended and performance began. The actress's name was trending on every entertainment blog and gossip platform. Brian maintained his elegant silence while continuing to work. Sonia held her head high and refused to be drawn into unnecessary explanations, and Uche Nancy's post about dignity and privacy became a guiding principle that many wished more people would follow. The trio found themselves linked forever in Nollywood history, not because of any movie they made together, but because of this wild, messy, fascinating saga that proved truth can sometimes be stranger and more dramatic than any scripted scene. So here's where we are now, 3 people, 1 viral moment, and countless theories about what really happened. The thing about drama like this is that it never truly ends, it just evolves. Fans are still watching, still waiting for the next revelation, the next post, the next interview that might finally provide clarity or spark a whole new round of speculation. Brian, Sonia, and that actress are now permanently connected in the public consciousness, their names linked in search histories and gossip columns. Many people believe we still haven't gotten the full story, that there are details being held back, truths that remain unspoken. And honestly, that's probably what keeps people coming back for more. The mystery, the suspense, the feeling that at any moment someone might drop another bombshell that changes everything we thought we knew. This whole situation is a perfect example of modern entertainment culture, where one statement can twist narratives, where silence speaks as loudly as words, where fans become investigators and social media becomes the courtroom. It shows how quickly things can spiral, how easily speculation becomes treated as fact, how people's real lives and emotions become content for millions to consume. Whether you think the actress was right to speak her truth, whether you believe Brian's silence is suspicious or wise, whether you admire Sonia's grace or wish she'd said more, one thing is undeniable: this story captivated Nollywood in a way that few things do. It reminded us that behind the glamorous images and red carpet smiles, these are real people dealing with real emotions, navigating complicated relationships under the harsh spotlight of public scrutiny. And as much as we love the drama, maybe it's worth remembering that these aren't just characters in a movie, they are human beings whose lives are affected by every comment, every post, every theory we create. Now it's your turn to weigh in on this absolute rollercoaster of a saga. Do you think the actress was right to speak out even without naming names? Was Brian's silence a smart move or a red flag? Did Sonia handle this perfectly, or should she have been more direct? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I need to know what you think about all of this. And if you're as addicted to Nollywood drama as I am, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next time someone decides to break the internet with their Instagram live session. Trust me, in Nollywood, there's always another twist coming, always another story waiting to unfold, always another moment that'll have us all glued to our screens at midnight eating cereal and wondering what on earth just happened. See you in the comments, and remember, the truth might hurt, but the tea is always piping hot.